As of last week, every single state in this country, except for one, has either legalized same-sex marriage or is facing a legal challenge to allow the practice. This comes just 11 months after the Supreme Court ended its 2013 session with two landmark decisions that would forever change the lives of millions of couples across the country. While the court found that DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act, a federal bill that defined marriage as a union between a man and a woman, that DOMA was unconstitutional, another case decided that day would have immediate consequences for couples in the largest state in the union. That was the court's decision to dismiss an appeal over Proposition 8, a decision that allowed same-sex marriage to resume in the state of California. In the new HBO documentary, The Case Against 8, filmmakers Ben Kotner and Ryan White document the 4-year struggle of the two couples challenging the state's constitutional amendment prohibiting gay marriage.
I've never been as nervous in my life as the first day of trial. Even though we're ready, there was this weight of, I can't mess this up. I can't. I have to represent me and have to represent my relationship. I have to represent so many people out there that are fighting. And Paul, just don't mess it up.
Joining me now are two of the stars of The Case Against 8, plaintiffs in the Prop 8 case, Jeff Zarrillo and Paul Katami. Guys, it's awesome to have you here.
It's awesome to be here.
How did you decide you wanted to be the face of this struggle? Or maybe you didn't know you were going to be the face, but how did you decide to wade into this?
Well, we didn't decide to be the face of the struggle, to be honest. It was quite by accident. We actually watched a commercial from the National Organization for Marriage, and it really upset us because it was just filled with these misrepresentations that we've been seeing so many times in these ballot initiatives against marriage equality. So Jeff and I put together a video. We put it on YouTube, social media. Overnight, it was a viral video, and we got connected with the American Foundation for Equal Rights shortly after that. And they were like, do you believe this is a federal, right? And we said, absolutely. And they said, well, guess what? We're thinking about possibly putting a challenge forth in the courts. And we said, we're on. Let's go.
Well, okay, so we saw that clip of Paul talking about the day before the Supreme Court hearing and or oral arguments, I guess maybe it was. Yeah. What was that moment like? I mean, when you are, we talk about the civil rights movement, and it's sort of, we talk about it in sort of elegiac, but almost anonymous terms, right? I mean, with the exception of a few specific leaders, you guys are living through a moment in civil rights. As a couple, your relationship is being litigated in the highest court of the land. What was that like?
Well, even going back to the first trial, when we actually testified, could you imagine going on the witness stand and having to talk about your private life and why you love the person that you love and why it's important to you? So, getting that decision in the federal court to win and then ultimately making it up to the Supreme Court. And that's, the Supreme Court is, when you walk in, it's really like a movie set. And we knew that, you have to be able to count to 5. And Ted and David said, we're not going to give up on any justice, but,
Boys.
Yeah, Ted Olson and David Boyd. We knew that we were really going after Justice Kennedy and listening to his eloquent language in the DOMA decision, and then ultimately we had a similar 5-4 decision. It was just a great day for civil rights all across the land.
What when you guys decided to fight this, or when the forces that were decided to fight this, how much resistance was there? I mean, I know that there were, some folks in the gay rights community said it's not the right time to be doing this. The court isn't favorable. Public opinion isn't there. I mean, how much did you have to face down folks from your own community when you decided to go forward?
It's a great point, and it happened. Listen, we knew that this was a bold move. It was risky, but we also recognized that it was a very thoughtful process, and that the road that we kind of merged on was laid for us, by so many people for decades who fought this when it was a lot harder to put your kind of life in public life on the line. Yeah. So we got to merge in a way where we could say, listen, this is a thoughtful and it's a different playbook strategy. We understand that. And if we win, though, can you imagine? And if we don't win, we're still putting this on the front page. We're still talking about this. We're still standing up. And because we're doing that, the stories that people tell will move people from the middle to the right side. And that's what we thought was really important. So we just had to do something. Like Jeff says, we had to do something.
Well, what's amazing to me is after the Supreme Court ruled on DOMA and Prop 8, there was a sense that, oh, okay, groundwork has been laid, and slowly, gradually, incrementally, marriage equality is going to become not only a national issue, but probably made legal in certain states. That has happened so much faster
so rapidly
than nobody could have predicted it. What do you attribute that to?
I think it's the language in Justice Kennedy's DOMA opinion. I think that was very important. And I think the justices and judges across the land, whether they're in a federal court, whether they're in an appellate court, they understand that this is the law. This isn't about whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. This is about being an American. And interpreting the law as every person in this country deserves the same rights, whether they're gay, straight, bisexual, or transgender. Everybody deserves those same rights. So what's happening now is you're seeing states that you never would have expected coming along with Arkansas and Texas and Utah and states like that. And that's really, that sort of underscores that, yeah, you might get the coast, but you're never going to get the flyover states. Now we're getting the flyover states.
Well, and you're getting someone like Orrin Hatch, who said on KSL Radio on Friday, anybody who does not believe that gay marriage is going to be the law of the land just hasn't been observing what's going on. Now, that's not to say that Orrin Hatch is a big supporter of marriage equality, but he's talking about reality, and it's not just, you know, sort of litigatory reality, it's also cultural reality.
Absolutely.
I mean, there is a real sense that if you stand in the way of marriage equality, you are standing on the side of bigotry.
And I say, are you standing in the way of equality, period? I mean, this isn't about marriage for us. The case is about marriage. The film documents this absolute, you know, amazing case, this legal strategy to make sure that Prop 8 never happens again. But the fact of the matter is, and I get in trouble for saying this once in a while, but it's not really about marriage. It's about being treated equally.
Yeah.
The big damage here is that we were treated like second-class citizens. And when you talk to any minority group, that's a universal theme. So we say that there should never be a barrier to equality.
So, okay, the barrier has been struck down in California. You guys got officially married last year, and the party's happening this month.
Right. Yes, we got to be married on this network, live on the Rachel Maddow show.
What a better place to get married. I don't think there is one.
Yes.
So now you have to have the wedding reception on now with Alex Wagner.
We are, because, you know, we can do that.
Right. Yes.
Who's got the champagne?
Well, you know, my family's in New Jersey, so, you know, we had to call them and tell them, and his family's in Northern California, and say, well, you need to have a celebration.
Yeah,
so we're going to do it on the year anniversary. It's the 45th anniversary of Stonewall at the iconic Beverly Hilton in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, and we're so excited.
And with this incredible documentary showcasing the struggle you guys have gone through, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you. Congrats on the film. The documentary is The Case Against 8, which opens in select theaters on June 6th and will debut on HBO June 23rd. Jeff Zarrillo and Paul Katami, thank you guys.
Thanks.